It's time to take your power back. You have spent way too much time focusing on your tinnitus. And if you have tried so many things to fix your tinnitus and it's still not working, your best bet might be habituation. That's what it was for me. You have to come to a point where you just go, okay, enough is enough. Like, I have spent way too much time focusing on this. And this is where you have to keep perspective. This is what helped me. You have to keep perspective that life is short. It's just the truth. Life is short. And right now, you're like hyper focused on tinnitus because the same thing happened to me. I focused on it so much every day, and it would just rob me of so many moments that I could have had with my child, I could have had with my friends, with my family, with myself. And I just had to come to a point where I was like, enough is enough. I'm tired of this thing just running my life. And so something that I came to realize is that the more that I focused on things that mattered in my life, tinnitus would essentially fall into the background of my awareness. And this is what I believe led to my habituation, was that the more that I focused on other things, the less that my mind focused on the ringing for me. I think something you can try to experiment with this thought, with this idea, with this tool, is that if you wait until nighttime when like everyone goes to bed and you just go sit on your couch, you just go sit somewhere where it's quiet, like it's brutally quiet. You just sit there, you close your eyes and just listen to your tinnitus. And it's going to be loud. It's going to be so loud. And at first, the first few times, I'd say only try this if you're feeling really strong mentally. Don't try this when you're like in your most vulnerable state. Just try this when you're feeling really strong, like you're able to do something like this. But you're going to face it. You're going to look at it right in the eyes and be like, okay, this is it. This is this thing that I try to avoid all day. This is the thing that I keep trying to ignore. And here it is. It's right here. I hear it. Nothing else. But the most amazing thing about this is that, let's say you spend 5 minutes sitting there just accepting it for what it is. This really loud ringing. You face the fear, right? The fear is that you're trying to avoid this ringing, but you face it. And there's something about it, but as soon as you get up and leave and you go about with your nighttime routine, or let's say you do this first thing in the morning before everyone wakes up, and you go about your day, you're going to notice that your mind does this thing that it shifts. And it shifts from where you give it the attention, right? Where like your mind's going, focus on the ringing, focus on the ringing. And then, which is what you do for the 2 to 5 minutes that you meditate on it. And then when you go about your day, you're just going to realize that you're like, oh, I sat there, I listened to it, I breathed through it, and I'm fine. Like, it sucks, but I'm fine. And as you go about your day, it's almost like your mind just doesn't pay attention to it as much. Hence, it feels like it quiets down. And I think this is just a really good example that you could try of when you focus on other things, your mind won't pay as much attention to it, which is one of the steps on the path to habituation, in my opinion. But a huge step, though, is to admit it. Is to admit that this sucks. And the truth is that you have to admit the truth. And the truth is that it does suck. I think something for me for the longest time is that I didn't want to accept that it was happening to me. And I kept waiting for that magic pill moment of whether it was a chiropractor or whether it was some fad diet or something that was just gonna fix it. And I was basically just bracing on and holding on until I fixed it, until some doctor said, hey, this is all that you need. It's just gonna go away. But I think the moment that I just let the truth speak for itself and be like, I have this sucks. In fact, I wish this never happened to me. That's the truth. I wish it never happened to me, but it did happen. But now I'm going to accept it. I'm going to accept the reality of this. Heck, some of you might have to like sit there and cry with that, right? With that thought. And at some point though, please, you just have to come to a point where you just go, I'm not going to let this rob me though of any more of this limited time that I have on earth. Life is short. And you have to take your power back. It's going to suck, but you have to take your power back. You have to take control of how you react to it. You're going to breathe through it. You're going to face the fear. But you're going to take the power back. And if I can, so can you. And that's just the truth. I'm going to leave you with one more thought. If you were to reflect right now on everything that you've been through in life up to this point right now, me and you both know that you've been through a lot. I have been through a lot, okay? And some of you have been through a lot. Like a lot. And you have to realize that you were strong enough to overcome those moments. And you have to remember and realize that you're strong enough to overcome this as well. That you have the strength to deal with this. You have the strength to learn how to cope with this. That if you could go through everything that you've been through before, that you could definitely go through this. I know that. You know that. And I came to that realization that there are a lot of things in this limited time that I have on earth that I want to experience, things that I want to do, moments that I want to have with friends and family and with my kids and so on and so forth. And I'm tired of this thing I just hyper focus on it. And I had to come to a point where I just took my power back and said, you know what? No. You can have those 5 minutes where I just face you and pay attention to you and look at you and I have to hear you. But for the rest of the day, I'm going to focus on things that matter. I'm going to focus on my goals. I'm going to focus on the people that I love and so on and so forth. And I know that if I could do that, so can you. I wish you guys the best. And all right, well, I'll see you guys around. You guys take care. Okay, peace.